So I thought I would pop in because I was going to make the buttercream and then just show you me actually icing this black cake, but I thought that I should probably pop in and give you some tips because black buttercream is the bane of my life. I don't mind doing it, but it takes so long because you have to leave it a while for it to develop. So we have done our black buttercream. And so it's more of a browny, very dark grey. So what you have to do now is put it in the fridge for basically as long as you can leave it. So I'm going to put it in there for an hour. And what usually happens is once it's on the cake and then you put the cake in the fridge, it gets even darker over time. So as long as it is a pretty dark black, it doesn't have to be jet black. That's just my personal preference. I do want to get some food colouring because I have seen some recommendations about black cocoa powder, but I haven't been able to find any, so I'm going to do another look. But what I currently do is I add half milk chocolate and half dark chocolate to my buttercream, depending on your recipe. That will depend on the actual measurements, but I always do half and half, and then the dark chocolate makes it darker and so does the cocoa powder, and then you add food colouring. I'm using this new one which I haven't tried before, and it's Dr. Oetker, and it's not too bad, but it does give more of a grey. However, I don't know how it's going to go when I leave it in the fridge. It might develop really well once it's sat in the fridge, but I haven't used it before, so I can't tell you. But that's what I've got in there currently, and it's got it pretty dark, as you can kind of see. Obviously it's cling filmed, but it is pretty dark, so I'm hoping that when I put it in the fridge it'll get even darker. So I'm going to do that, but yeah, I would definitely recommend using those three things and then trying to leave it as long as possible. Some people make it days in advance. I didn't really have time, so yeah, I'm making it now, and the cake's being collected at 1 tomorrow, so I'm going to leave it as late as possible, and then I'm going to ice it. I'm going to make all the toppings, and then that might mean, depending on what I'm going to do, that might mean that I either do the drip tomorrow and add the toppings on, or I do that all tonight. It depends how developed the black icing goes. The other cake is iced, which you would have seen. So the chocolate one is iced, so I just need to do a chocolate drip, and then it's got some chocolate frosting on top, which I will be making soon because I'm going to make it in a big batch and use it for the third cake, which is the black and red ombre. But I'm going to do that afterwards, and then I'll do all the chocolate covered strawberries, which will go on top. There's no chocolate on that one, like other than the actual cake. There's no like bits of chocolate. It's just the chocolate covered strawberries as the toppings and then sprinkles. So that one's quite easy to decorate, and so is the black and red one. This is the one with the most kind of stuff on it because it's got a drip, and then I need to paint gold accents on there as well. So yes, we will see. I'm really considering doing something slightly different to the photo. Obviously a photo is for inspiration, but it's got gold paint around the edges of the drip, and I'm really considering splattering a little bit of gold paint across the cake. So I think I might wing it because she said, like, you know, I love that image, like, do what you want, go for that. So I think there is a little freedom there, so I thought that I would add my own little touch to it. Also, this is the reality of using black food colouring. It is everywhere. I also decided to wear a white jumper, and it is just all over my arms, like everything. It's on the cuffs because you go like this, so then by that point you've got it all over your jumper. So yeah, don't wear white when you're using black food colouring. I've also I think I got it on my face as well, so yeah, it's a little bit messy, but we're going to put this in the fridge so that it starts to develop rather than me talking, and then we will be back to the black cake. I'm going to make the toppings, so I'm going to make I need to make the skulls. Where are my moulds? So I have these moulds for the skulls, so I'm going to pour the dark chocolate that I have left over because I put some in the buttercream. I'm going to put that in here once I've coloured it black, and then we'll have 2 skulls, and then I think all I've got to do is make the fondant discs that are going on the board with the cake, and the chocolate covered strawberries. Those are the only things I actually have to make to go on the cake. The rest of it is like chocolates that will be going on there, which are already made because they're just branded chocolates. So those are the 3 things that I need to make, which I have to do myself. So yes, we're going to put this in the fridge Do I have space in here? I don't have space in there, so it's going in my mum's fridge. Right, I'm going to drink my tea and then we're going to start on the skulls, so I'll time-lapse that for you. This is a really good mould, I got it from Amazon. I'm pretty sure if you just type in skull mould, it'll come up. But I'll try and find the link and put it down below if I can find it. But it's just 4 skulls, they're quite small, but obviously if you think, I don't have a tin here, but 4-inch cakes are quite small, so if you were to have one that's too big, then it would kind of crowd the cake and make it look a bit like busy, I guess. So that's why I wanted mini ones, because then I can put 2 on, and then I've got the red roses as well, and there's going to be a bit of buttercream on the top, and then I might put a skull on the board as well, because there's quite a bit of space on the board, so I might put a few things on the board, we'll see. But yeah, we're gonna get into doing these skulls. So we are quite a bit further on. I left the black buttercream to like develop in the fridge. I only left it for an hour, and as you can see, it went quite dark. And then obviously when it's sat in the fridge, I always find that because it's like open, there's no cling film on the cake or anything, it's literally just in the fridge. I find that because it's in open air, it then gets darker whenever I've done black cakes. As soon as I put them in the fridge, they start to get darker, which is what you do with the icing anyway. When you make the icing, they advise that you cling film the bowl and put it in the fridge, so you're doing the same thing as if you put it on the cake. So that's why I get it to a point where it is almost where I want it to be. Then I ice the cake and shove it in the fridge, and then when it's left in there overnight, it develops. So yeah, no more rambling about that. We have done the base of both cakes. So the black one hasn't got a drip on it yet because I need to colour the drip. So because I'm kind of trying to decide what I do in order to be able to paint it a little bit, I think I'm gonna do the chocolate and oil method, so then I can colour that, whereas with the other one I did chocolate spread. So yes, and that one's also got little sprinkles stuck to it, which is another thing. If you're using the chocolate and oil method, then you can't really stick sprinkles to it, or if you do, you need to do it really quickly, so you need to like have the sprinkles on hand. Whereas with the chocolate spread method, that's why if you follow Finch Bakery, they've always got like sprinkles stuck to the drips. It's because they stay nice and like tacky, so they don't completely go hard, but they also aren't really runny and like run down your cake. So they're set, but it means that you can put sprinkles in and they will stick. So it's a lot easier to stick sprinkles to a chocolate spread drip. But we are done with buttercream tonight, which I am very happy about, because 3 cakes in one evening is a lot. I don't know how people do it, but yeah, it kind of makes me think of like those people that say they do about 15 cakes in a week. That is literally like 3 or so a day. So yeah, I'm kind of up there with them, and I can kind of get why they I mean, they might not even be stressed, but I can get why they're so busy, because it is a lot doing 3 at once. But it is 11 o'clock. I really just want to do the drip on this black one. I'm not worried about putting the toppings on because I can do that in the morning. The only thing that I want to do is I need to cut the roses, and if I take the cake out in the morning, I should be able to easily stick them in the top of the cake, no issues there. And I think I want to make the fondant, so I think I'm going to try and do that before 12 and then stop at 12. My nephew's cake is crumb coated, it's not iced, but I am confident doing that tomorrow. The only reason I'm going to leave it till tomorrow is because I can cling film this black icing that I've already got, and then I can mix it with more when I make more. But a lot of that cake, because it's a red and black ombre, it's kind of like splotches. So the way you do it is, you'll see it tomorrow, but the way you do it is you do lots of different splotches all around the cake, of red and black, and then when you scrape it, they all kind of blend together and create this ombre. So I might not even need more than this, but basically I need to make the red, and I can't really do that until tomorrow probably. And again, I'm going to need to leave that to develop a little bit, so even if I did it tonight, it would need to develop. Please try and ignore the buzzer, it's 3 minutes early, so I know that I've got a couple of minutes on the clock. But yeah, so I need to make the red, that needs to develop, so I'll do that in the morning first thing, and then that cake isn't going until 3-4, so I'll have plenty of time to finish that. I need to do cake toppers for that, which again I'll do in the morning. I basically have the whole morning before 1 o'clock when those 2 cakes are collected, where I am all cakes and brownies. The brownies that I'm actually cooking, and then the rest of the day tomorrow is literally a giant cake heart and some cupcakes and 2 brownie trays, which is easily done. So yeah, I have plenty of time tomorrow to be finishing off the cake, so I'm not worried at all now that the base of those 2 is done and they're already in the fridge. So I'm gonna turn that buzzer off because it's driving me crazy, so I'm gonna bring you with me. We have a lot of washing up to do. Oh, it's not very nice. So I'm going to do that in a little while, but what I'm going to do first is I want to cover the board. So for my nephew's cake, it's a black covered board, and then it's got his name printed in it. So I need to cover the board and then print his name in it, and then I'm going to be painting his name. I think it's either going to be silver or gold, one of the 2, whichever matches. So yeah, I just added that as an extra because they're family. So yeah, I thought that I would do a covered board because I do like a covered board, but obviously it is an extra charge because it is a bit of faff. So as much as I like to do covered boards, if people don't want it or don't need it, then that is absolutely fine. So that's why the other 2 are just on silver boards, because it wasn't requested and it's not included in the price. So yeah, oh my god, my hands are just black. So yeah, I'm going to take these out of the oven because we've got about a minute until they definitely need to come out, and then we are going to do the fondant covered board, and I'm also gonna cut out the fondant plaques which are going on the side of those cakes. So they've got a little fondant plaque that's going to be leant up against them, so I'm gonna cut out those 2, and then I need to paint messages onto them. So I can either do that in the morning or I can do that this evening, depending how much time I have. So yes, that's the next thing, is fondant, and then I might leave the washing up until the morning. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm gonna stop talking and take these brownies out the oven. So guys, it's now midnight and I am going to bed. I don't have too much to do tomorrow, so I'm happy with going to bed and leaving what I've done as what I've done. So I just wanted to show you what I have done. So I'm going to turn you around and show you the fondant bits that I've done, as well as the cakes that are in the fridge, just so that you see where I'm at now. I think I'm going to either make this a part 1 and 2, or it will be a continuous vlog and you'll see what they look like tomorrow when they're finally finished. So I'm going to turn you around. So these are the fondant bits. This Happy V-Day is for a Valentine's brownie tray, and then these 2 discs are for the 2 cakes. One is the chocolate cake and then one is the black with the black drip. and these are both the ones that have been done this evening, and they're going to have written messages on them, so I'm just covering them so nothing falls on them in the night, but they need to dry and go hard, so that's why I'm leaving them like not in a sealed container or anything. And then I've also done this board, so it's a black kind of marble board, and then it's just got Jude in like printed letters, and then I've done it with silver paint. Then in the fridge, so this cake is still just crumb coated, so that one I will be covering tomorrow, but I've got plenty of time to do that. And then here is the current status of the Valentine's, like typical chocolate Valentine's one, which has little heart sprinkles all over it, and it's got the chocolate drip on it. This is how the skull turned out. I need to make another one of these, but I absolutely love it. So I don't know if you can see, but it looks so cool. So I want to make 2 of those so that there's 2 on there. And then this is the black cake. I don't know if you can tell, but the top is very rough, but it's covered in a drip, so it doesn't matter. But I've put like gold splatter all over it. So yeah, and then it's going to have a black drip, and it's going to have bits of gold painted on the drip. And then it's got red roses and the skull on top, as well as a little bit of purple buttercream. So it's going to have like little splotches of purple like around the top and around the board. And then this one just has chocolate buttercream, the same colour as this, just in little rosettes on the top, and then it will have chocolate covered strawberries on it. So they're both very simple to do in the morning, and the fridge is absolutely packed. So yes, this is my list for tomorrow. So I've got timings, because those are when they're being collected. So before 11 AM, decorate the Valentine's brownie. I'm up at 7, so that will be done in literally about 5 minutes, because it's all baked. I just need to drizzle some chocolate over it, and then pop the fondant pieces on it, as well as some sprinkles, so that will be done really quickly. Then we'll be on to finishing the cakes, and I've just got what I need to do to finish them. So do the chocolate covered strawberries, do the black drip, make another skull, and then write out the fondant messages here. And then before 4 PM, which is my nephew's cake, I need to make the cake toppers. I need to do the black drip, and I need to cover it in red and black ombre. So yeah, and then add all the chocolates, but that isn't too lengthy, so I haven't added that on there. But yeah, that is my list of to do for tomorrow. So yeah, and this is the current kitchen situation. I'm about to throw this fondant in the bin and then take this mat away, so you can kind of see that it's semi-tidy. All of this stuff will be going to my room. We had issues with our boiler today, so we've had makeshift radiators all around the house because it's been freezing in here. I actually forgot to mention that, but yeah, we had this radiator out because our radiators weren't working all day, so it was freezing. And look, I've got like black food colouring all over my jumper and like all over my hands. So yes, off to bed now. Morning guys, so it is Friday the 12th, and I've got 2 cake collections today, 3 cake collections today, and a brownie tray collection. The brownie tray is currently in the fridge, so I finished that. I don't think I filmed it, so I'm just gonna get it out and show you. And I've just finished making the chocolate covered strawberries that I mentioned either in the last vlog or in part 1 or yesterday, one of the two. I haven't decided whether I'm splitting it yet. So I've made those, and I've also done the brownie tray, so we're doing good so far. And I'm about to make the chocolate skull because I need to make 2 of them and I've only got 1, so I'm going to make another chocolate skull. But these are the strawberries, so they've got little white sprinkles on and little hearts. And in case you're wondering, these are the ones that I used, and they're both from Sprinkler UK. These are literally just called red hearts, and then these I think are called white. I think they're just white balls, but they're like the 0.02 millimeter ones. They're the ones that are like the smallest size that they do on the website, so they're absolutely tiny, but they're really good for like little decorations or on drips and stuff as well. So I'm gonna get the tray out of the fridge to show you. So this is the V-Day tray, so that's all done. So it's got fondant on it, sprinkles, and then little chocolate hearts. So that's all done. I just need to box that up, but it's a local collection, so it's not like a postal box where I have to do all the postal kind of stuff where it's a lot more packaging. I literally just need to put it in a box and put like business cards, stuff like that in it. Those are the updates for this morning. So just an update, I tried my usual method of drip and for some reason it kept seizing, but not to the point where it goes rock solid, even though now it has because the chocolate. But if you use chocolate and oil, I always use gel colourings and oil based. I never use water based, but I usually use gel in chocolate and it's perfectly fine. Like, I know some people say don't bother, but like I always use it and it's always fine. Excuse the hands. But it just didn't work today, and I think again it's just my luck. I always seem to have the worst luck when I'm on a time schedule. But luckily I had some royal icing, so what I've done is the cake is double chocolate but it's got a royal icing drip, which a lot of people do, to be fair. When they have coloured drips, a lot of people do use royal icing because it is easy. You just have to make sure that it is thick enough. A couple of my drips have gone to the bottom of the board, but I actually quite like how it looks, and it will firm up now that it's in the fridge. They'll obviously stop dripping, but at least it's done. That's all I'm thinking. So all I've got to do is make some vanilla buttercream, but not actually add the vanilla, if that makes sense. So just make like kind of plain buttercream, because it's going on a chocolate cake, but it needs to be lighter, so that's why I'm just doing plain. And then I need to colour it purple, and then I need to do half of it red, so I need to make a batch of that. And then I also need to make yeah, purple and red. That's all I need to do so far. So I'll use the purple on that cake, and then I need to make chocolate buttercream for one of the other cakes. Right, so the brownie tray has been collected, so that's one thing ticked off. It's currently 11:30. Both cakes are finished, which is like a godsend. I was literally waiting for that. All I've got to do is paint the little fondant plaques, and then that will be them like completely finished, but that is such a quick task. So these are the little fondant plaques. There's just a white one and a purple one. The purple one is for the gothic cake, and then the white one is for the like Valentine's-y chocolate cake. There's also a spare strawberry, so I'm going to have that for myself with a cup of tea. But yeah, so I'm just going to paint these with gold metallic paint. It's the Rainbow Dust one, and it's metallic like gold. It's the same brand that I use for all of my luster, and you can get it from, I think, Amazon or Hobbycraft, but Hobbycraft is closed, which is a pain, so I can't get any from there, so I have to order it online. But yeah, so I'm just gonna time lapse me painting these little messages on, and hopefully they fit. So that's what we're doing now. So it just means as well that if she comes a bit early, because she's coming from an hour away, then it means that I'll be ready, because it will probably take me max half an hour to like box them up and everything like that. So they'll be done by 12. And then I've got a giant cake heart to do today and 6 cupcakes. But again, I can do those this evening. Both of them aren't being collected until the cake heart's being collected tomorrow at 12. And the cupcakes being collected at 3. So I'm going to ice them tomorrow and bake them tonight. So that'll be really quick. So both of those are really simple. So hopefully I get an early night tonight, because I've been going to bed at 12 every night this week. So I will be enjoying a lay-in. And I've postponed my postals. So if you do want to order any, they're still open, but they're going to be closed on Sunday. Instead of Saturday, and that's for Tuesday post instead of Monday. And it's just because I'm still making stuff on Saturday night, and then Sunday morning I've got 2 collections, and I'm going to be finishing off a giant cake heart. So I'm not gonna get laying, and I'm going to be probably stressed on Valentine's Day anyway, so I'm going to be looking forward to having a glass of wine once I've got all the orders out, and then I didn't want to be baking for Monday after that because I thought that would just be too much. So it means that Sunday I can relax, and then Monday I start postals again, so it's going to be another busy week. Next weekend we have 2 cakes again, one on the 19th, one on the 20th, and they're both such cute cakes. I'm really excited for them. So one of them is a striped drip cake, a pink one, and it's very like Finch Bakery-esque, and then one of them is a white cake with like buttercream smears. If you're into baking, then you'll probably know what I mean, but like where you smear different colours of buttercream on the outside, and then it's got a horse on it because it's for a 15-year-old, so it's like horse themed. So it's going to have some cricket cutouts of like card toppers, which is a horseshoe, so multiple of those, and then there's a name on it, and there's a 15, and then she's got like an actual plastic horse to go on it as well as a topper, so that one's quite good. So I'm looking forward to both of those, but that's next weekend, so there'll be another vlog for those. But I'm gonna start on these fondant discs because I think that they're gonna be a little bit time consuming. So yeah. Oh my god, they're done. They are completely finished. I'm about to box them up, and I'm even getting emotional because I love them. Like, I don't even want them to go. I'm gonna need like a full updates when she gets home though, because she's an hour away, so I want to know that they got there safely and all of that. But I love them. I love them. So I'm going to turn you around. We're going to take loads of photos because I want to get some photos of them together, and then I want to get some photos of them individually and a few little video clips because yeah, I just love them. Love them. So they're 4-inch cakes. They are quite wide because I usually put a lot of icing on mine. They're also quite tall. They're about 6 inches tall. I should probably measure my cakes at some point, but I use the same tins each time and they always turn out the same, so I always know that the height of the cakes are always the same. I just don't actually know how tall they are, but yeah, I love them, so I'm going to turn you around. So here they are. I'm obsessed. So this one is a like typical Valentine's chocolate cake, and then this one is a gothic one, so I absolutely love it. They've both got fondant plaques on them. This one I put more to the side because we have 2 skulls on there. So this one is black and gold, and this one is fully chocolate. This one's got a royal icing drip because that's how you get it that black. It's just easy because you add the tiniest bit of colouring and then it goes straight away black, so it's just really easy. It does mean that it drips a lot easier, so you have to make sure it's thick enough. Mine dripped right to the bottom, and I actually quite like the look, more so than this, just because I think on a same colour cake where the drip is the same colour as the actual icing, I think it looks quite nice, and I do really like the full length drip. So I'll just bring it forward so you can get like a full view of it, but I absolutely love it. I've put like sprays of gold on there, and then I've painted down the sides of some of the drips. Then we've got fake roses on top, and then this is just a chocolate skull, and they're both luster dusted with my favourite, the rainbow dust, and it is metallic gold. And please excuse my hands, they're just covered in black colouring because it just gets all over you. And then this one is solid chocolate. It is a chocolate spread drip rather than a royal icing one, and then it's just chocolate buttercream and chocolate covered strawberries. So I absolutely love both of them. I think they are so cute. So yeah, I don't even think I can pick a favourite because they're just both so cool. And it's like, I've done similar things to this, but not with like strawberries, but I've done chocolate cakes before, but never just chocolate. I always colour it in some way, and I've never done something like this, and I absolutely love it. So I think they are both so cool, so I'm so excited for her to see them. So yeah, those are the 2 cakes. We're going to be boxing them up now and doing all the cling film and allergy stickers and all of that jazz, so I will show you that on time lapse, but now I'm going to get some photos of them because they are so pretty. So guys, the 2 cakes have gone, and I'm pretty sure she should be home now. I've just messaged her to say when's best to post photos, because just in case anyone sees photos of them before they're received. So I've just gone to check that because I forgot to ask. But hopefully she'll come back and say they're all home. I know that it was an hour, so it's been just over an hour. So hopefully they're all back safe. She absolutely loved them when she collected them, so that was really nice because I absolutely love them, as you probably saw from my earlier clips. So I was really pleased with them, so I was glad that she was as well. I'm eating my lunch. I've got avocado toast as usual. You've probably seen a pattern of that from all of these vlogs. All I have is avocado toast. And I've prepped the buttercream for the next cake. It's red and black, so I've prepped that and it's just developing a little. I'm gonna eat my lunch and then we're gonna be icing that, so it's gonna be red and black ombre, then it's got a black drip which is gonna be royal icing drip, and then it's got black icing around the top and chocolates, and then I've got to make some card toppers, which, considering it's 2 o'clock, I am running a little bit behind. I'll get it all done by like 4ish, but yeah, it's just the toppers that take a little bit of time. I'll have to cut those out myself, I think, because I don't think I can do them on the Cricut because I'm not designing them on there. It's like a photo that I'm going to cut out, so we'll see. My mum knows how to use the Cricut more than I do. I just know how to do basic cake toppers, so I'll show you all of that as well so that you get what I'm doing and how I made them, so that should be interesting. But yeah, I will update you when I start doing the cake. So guys, we have finished all of the cakes for today. I am so excited. 2 of them have obviously gone, you would have seen that earlier, and she absolutely loved them, and she said that they got home safely, so that's really good to hear. I think that they're getting them tomorrow, the recipients, I'm pretty sure, so I should get some feedback tomorrow. But the girl that ordered them for her friends, she absolutely loved them, and so did I, so that's really good. I'm just going to show you my nephew's cake. I haven't uploaded this one onto Instagram, but it would be on there by the time you see this video. But yeah, so everyone's seen the Valentine's ones and there's like really good feedback on them and everyone loves them. But I'm really excited for this one because it's a themed cake and I think it looks so cool. So I'm going to turn you around and I'm going to show you a bit more close up and kind of explain what's going on with it. So that's done, and now we're on to the giant geometric heart. So we'll be starting that after this. I think this is where I'm going to start the next vlog because there is so much going on. So I'm going to start the next vlog here after I've shown you the cake, and then we'll be on to all the little boxes. So I've got some cupcakes, I've got some brownies to do, I've got got a giant geometric heart, 2 of them, one to do tomorrow and one to do this evening. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but they're all small things, so it's nice because I've got all the cakes done, so I'm not worried about any of the other stuff because it's all small things which I do, you know, on a daily basis. But all the cakes were completely different to normal, so yeah, they're all like custom orders, so they turned out really good and I'm excited to show you. So I'm going to turn you around. This is the cake. I'm obsessed with it. I think it's so cool considering it's a character cake, which obviously I don't normally do, but it means that if people do want to go for character cakes in the future, then they can literally pick a drip cake that they like, that I've done before, and then just add a theme to it. So you can change the colour theme. So we did red because of the red accents on the logo. This is a game, for those of you that don't know. My nephew really likes it, so yeah, this is the game that he loves. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not going to try, but we've got one of the main characters here. This is a trellis that I made on the cricket. I made it using, I did squares and then I elongated them to make really long kind of like poles, and then I just welded it together so it cut out all in one rather than like separate lines. But it turned out really good. So that's like a trellis, because in the theme, like if you type in this game, then one of the photos has a trellis in the background, but it's really hard to try and cut out, so I thought that I'd just make my own. So, and then I've used brown paper. So we've got red and black ombre, so you would have seen how I did that, absolutely loved it. Got the printed board. So we've got Kit Kat twirl, and we also have dairy milk. So I'm going to move over here so you can see, but I've stacked it all behind so that there's more toppings on there, but the main bit is on the front. And then this, as you can kind of see, there's a little cocktail stick which holds it in. So I've double-sided taped, which is what I do with all my things, and all the others are double-sided tape, but this one is on the side, so it means you can stick it in the side of the cake, which I think looks really cool. So I'm hoping that he loves it, and it's his birthday tomorrow, so they're collecting any time now, so I'm going to box it up so that it's ready, and then they're going to be collecting it. So I am so excited to see their face because I love it. So yeah, I think it is so cool.